And so we thank you for this opportunity. We have several resolutions of individuals that we would like to present to them today. We are waiting still. One is on their way due to the weather. They may or may not make it, but we will have the resolutions read. So if we could, we would like the clerk to begin reading Resolution 341.
Resolution 341. Whereas we pause in our deliberations to recognize the many accomplishments of Lambert St. Louis International Airport Fire Chief Raymond Henderson, Jr. And whereas Chief Henderson was hired by the St. Louis Fire Department on December 17, 1967, and his class consisted of 10 recruits, including Chief Sherman George. And whereas after graduating from the Fire Academy in January 1968, Chief Henderson was assigned as a firefighter in the 1st District. Just as he began to gain knowledge as a firefighter, he was assigned to the arson squad. And to better himself in this position, he attended Forest Park Community College and became certified as a fire investigator. And whereas in 1972, Chief Henderson was a plainclothes investigator for undetermined and suspicious fires and worked closely with the St. Louis Fire Department, bomb and arson federal agents, and the ATF, alcohol and tobacco and firearms. And whereas from 1980 to 1982, he was assigned to the Fire Marshal's office as a fire inspector. And in July 1982, he was promoted to a fire captain as a company commander and returned to the 1st District. Months later, he was transferred to Lambert Airport as the fire captain. And in 1984, he returned to the Fire Marshal's office as the assistant fire marshal. And whereas in December 1987, Chief Henderson was promoted to battalion fire chief and assigned to the 6th District. On February 26, 1992, he was promoted as the fire chief at Lambert International Airport. And whereas Chief Henderson is the first African American to hold the position of Fire Chief of Lambert St. Louis International Airport, and whereas in 2006, a state-of-the-art fire station was built at Lambert Airport, and Chief Henderson assisted with the designs. And whereas Chief Henderson has 78 people under his direct supervision and is responsible for each person being trained and certified in all phases of their job performance. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Aldermen of the City of St. Louis that we pause to recognize the many contributions and dedication of Fire Chief Raymond Henderson, Jr. to the citizens of the City of St. Louis, and by the adoption of this resolution, we thank and congratulate him on his great accomplishments, and we further direct the clerk of this board to spread a copy of this resolution across the minutes of these proceedings, and to prepare a commemorative copy for presentation to the honoree at a time and place deemed appropriate by this sponsor, introduced on the 22nd day of February 2008 by Honorable Samuel Moore, Alderman Troop, Flowers, Bosley, Griffin, Triplett, Kennedy, Davis, Jones-King, Boyd, Williamson, and Carter.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We'd have some words from Alderman Moore.
Good morning. I just want to present this to you, Chief Henderson. This is a small token of our appreciation for all you do in the City of St. Louis. God bless you.
I'm just don't have words to express my gratitude and my thanks, but I just want to let you know that I'm honored to receive this resolution, the recognition of it, and the value that it holds. And I just want to give special thanks to Alderman Samuel Moore for making this day and making this a very happy day, not only for myself, but also for my family. So I want to thank everybody, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have with me my wife. This is my wife on my left here. And as you can see, that she's very excited. You can see this big smile on her face. I'm just don't have the words, but you can see the big smile on her face here. And I also have my daughter here, right here. And again, you can see the smile there. So not only am I really happy and elated what has happened today, but my family shared that same honor. So again, thank you all very much.
We ask the clerk to read the next resolution.
Resolution 340, whereas this Honorable Board of Aldermen of the City of St. Louis has been apprised of more than 35 years of faithful and dedicated service of Ms. Sophia Chauvin to the cultural and artistic education and development of youth in the St. Louis community. And whereas Ms. Chauvin, affectionately known by many as Mama Sophia, has sponsored the African Heritage Dancers and Drummers Youth Group since its official beginnings in 1973, thus making 2008 35 years of existence for the dance troupe. And whereas after traveling to 5 West African and 5 East African countries, dancing with the national dance companies of both Guyana and Ethiopia, Mama Sophia used that extensive knowledge to teach positive self-concepts to African American youth through dance, drumming, song, and music as a way to diffuse negative stereotypes about Africa and her descendants propagated by the media and other fractions in America. And whereas Mama Sophia, a teacher by trade, certainly learned the meaning of dance discipline through the hours and hours of rigorous movement training with the national dance companies of Guyana and Ethiopia, but also learned it with teachers of the Catherine Dunham Dance Company, with whom she studied within East St. Louis, Illinois. And whereas since the beginning of the African Heritage Dancers and Drummers, Mama Sophia has calculated 3 generations of youth in the St. Louis community with cultural and individual pride, self-esteem, cultural awareness, cultural development, tenacity, leadership skills, public speaking, and community service. And whereas many of the youth trained by Mama Sophia have grown to become pillars in the St. Louis community and throughout the country as teachers, attorneys, community organizers, active voters, dancers, professional dancers, and musicians, as well as parents and grandparents, bringing their children back to Mama Sophia to the critical and vital cultural training that helped them. And whereas youth with the African Heritage Dance Company have had the experience of traveling throughout the United States performing traditional African dance and teaching richness and the beauty of African heritage and culture. Whereas Mama Sophia continues to provide these services for free to youth and their families, meeting weekly at the West End Community Center, making her an icon, a shining star, and a pillar of the St. Louis community. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Aldermen of the City of St. Louis that we pause in our deliberations to recognize the over 35 years of dedicated service to the cultural enrichment of the St. Louis and the education of our youth and the ending of racial stereotypes, which is vital work to the St. Louis community. By the adoption of this resolution, wishes to thank and congratulate her on her great work toward cultural understanding and diversity, and we further direct the clerk of this board to spread a copy of this resolution across the minutes of these proceedings and to prepare a commemorative copy for presentation to our honoree at a time and place deemed appropriate by the sponsor. Introduced on the 22nd day of February 2008 by Honorable Terry Kennedy and Alderman Troop, Flowers, Bosley, Moore, Griffin, Triplett, Davis, King, Boyd, Williamson, and Carter.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. You did a good job of trying to pronounce those words. It is Sophia, and it is Ghana, not Guyana. In the tradition of Dr. Carter G. Woodson, as we call her, Mama Sophia has continued to try to promote cultural understanding and education in our youth and throughout the St. Louis community. I have seen these youth perform. I've seen them play, and I've heard their lessons and their orations. Not only do they play music and do dance, but they also talk. And they can teach lessons about what they have learned and the significance of what they have learned. So often individuals like she go unsung and unrecognized. 35 years of dedicated and faithful service to our community for free. No one is paying her to do that. She, a teacher by trade, and her extensive studies throughout the continent of Africa, and what she saw in our community, the same thing that Dr. Carter G. Woodson talked about, this issue about identity, was something that Safia, our Mama Safia, attempted to address through the African Heritage Dancers and Drummers Youth Organization. She corrected me. African Heritage Youth Organization. The same things that she has addressed through that. And many of these youth are now very active citizens contributing to the city of St. Louis. One is an attorney with the city of St. Louis, doing all kinds of things, remembering who they are and now bringing their children in on the same vital education that our Mama Safia has done for so many years. So in honor of her work and her continuing of the tradition of Dr. Carter G. Woodson, it is our honor, and she just ran in here from the snow, it is our honor to present to you from the St. Louis Board of Aldermen this resolution in recognition of your fine work for our community. Thank you.
Oh. Good morning, Aldermanic Board, honored guests, and the public. So happy to receive this distinguished honor, and it was quite a surprise, and I'm happy. You're very happy when people notice the things you're doing, and you just do it, you just take it for granted that you do this. And just trying to help our youth, because our youth grew up to be adults, and if we can get them healthy mentally and physically while they're young, then they make productive citizens when they're adults, and all of society can benefit. I'd like to thank my friend, Brother Kujaliwa, we call him, Terry Kennedy, and who has also done great works with youth for many years. Not as long as me, I don't think. But, he's an icon in the community, and we're very happy for him and all of these other great aldermanic members here. They've all helped us so much. Okay. Yes, Miss Davis, Marlene Davis, her son was in the troop. Vincent, very fine scholar, lad, and distinguished gentleman. Now I'm ready to see him now that he's grown. I just, I can just go on and on and on, so you have to just stop me, okay? Because I never get tired of talking about the youth group. And it's something to see them mature and develop and come back and do something in the community, okay? So I feel that my work is very, very much needed, and I feel good about this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Asante Sana.
My son would not forgive me if I did not say congratulations directly to you today. One of the things I wanted to say, because it was hard for me to choose an individual to give acknowledgement to. We have so many unknown soldiers that are out here doing things. They don't get paid for it. They don't ask for recognition. And we could probably think of over 1,000 of them who do this every day. And I know because my children benefited from many people just like you, Sophie, and I thank you so much for what you have done. My son moved on to be a professional dancer, professional actor, all of that. But he was taught to be poised and professional at a very young age through her tutorage. As long as he was with her, I was happy because I knew everything was okay. And she challenged them in their academics as well. Everybody involved with that troop excelled to the highest level possible, and I thank you too. All right.
I think that is it. Mr. President, members of the board, I believe that completes us. We thank you for the opportunity to present that, and we remind you to include everybody in the study of history. Thank you.
members.
I'd like to just add my congratulations and thanks also to Mama Sophia, is that correct? Mama Sophia, for the work that you've done with kids all across our city. The ripple effects of that through time is absolutely immeasurable, so thanks for all your works. And to the chief for being a shining example for kids all across this city. So again, thanks.